Marcus Chen sat in the glass-walled conference room of his tech startup, staring at his phone. The message was from one of his investors, and it contained a single screenshot, a LinkedIn update. Raj Patel had changed his job title. System architect at Velocity Labs, the rival that had been poaching his clients for the past 6 months. Marcus felt his jaw tighten. He had specifically written the non-compete to prevent this. 2 years, no coding for any competitor. He had watched Raj sign it himself 18 months ago in this very room. Marcus picked up his phone and dialed his lawyer. But to understand how Marcus lost his best engineer, his competitive edge, and eventually his Series B funding, we have to go back 4 months. Raj Patel was 29 years old and he was tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep could fix. The kind that settled into your bones after 18 months of working 70-hour weeks for a man who believed pizza parties were a substitute for equity. The startup was called Apex Dynamic Solutions. The name meant nothing. It was one of 10,000 companies in San Francisco that burned venture capital to build software that solved problems no one actually had. Raj had joined because Marcus had sold him a dream. 10% equity, a seat at the table, a chance to build something that mattered. What Raj got instead was a desk in an open-plan office that smelled like kombucha and anxiety. He got a laptop with admin restrictions. He got a manager who scheduled meetings to discuss other meetings. And he got Marcus Chen, a 35-year-old founder who had read exactly one book about Steve Jobs and made it his entire personality. Marcus wore the same black turtleneck every day. He gave TED-style presentations to a team of 12. He used words like synergy and disrupt without irony. And he had a habit of walking up to engineers, leaning over their shoulders and saying things like, "Make it pop," or "Can we add AI to this?" Raj had built the core infrastructure of Apex's product, the entire backend, the API, the data pipeline that processed 2 million transactions a day without breaking. He had done this while Marcus took credit in investor meetings, while the company hired 3 product managers but refused to hire a second engineer, while his own equity vested slower than he aged. The breaking point came on a Tuesday. Raj had been in the office since 6 in the morning, debugging a critical failure in the payment processing system. The kind of failure that, if left unfixed, would cost the company $50,000 in chargebacks. He found the bug, a rounding error in a tax calculation module. He fixed it. He deployed the patch. He saved the company. At 11, Marcus walked into the engineering corner with a smile that did not reach his eyes. He was holding a printout. "Raj, buddy, can we chat?" They went to the conference room, the one with the glass wall so everyone could see you getting fired but not hear the words. Marcus slid the paper across the table. It was a performance improvement plan. "A PIP corporate speak for you are about to be let go, but we need documentation to avoid a lawsuit." "Your velocity has been down," Marcus said. "The team needs someone who can move fast and break things." Raj looked at the document. It cited missed deadlines that had never existed. It referenced complaints from colleagues who had never been hired. It was fiction. "I fixed the payment bug this morning," Raj said. His voice was calm. "The one that was going to cost us $50,000. Marcus waved a hand. "That's reactive work, Raj. I need proactive thinking. I need innovation." Raj understood then. Marcus wanted him gone. Maybe he had found a cheaper engineer. Maybe Raj had pushed back one too many times in a meeting. It did not matter. This was a setup. "I quit," Raj said. Marcus blinked. "What?" "I quit. Effective immediately." Raj stood. He closed his laptop. He unplugged his monitor. He walked to his desk, grabbed his backpack, and headed for the door. Marcus followed him. "Raj, wait. You can't just leave. We need a transition plan, 2 weeks' notice." And you signed a non-compete. You remember that, right? Raj stopped at the door. I remember. 2 years, Marcus said. You cannot write a single line of code for any competitor in this space. I made sure of it. You try to work for Velocity or DataStream or any of the other vultures, and I will bury you in legal fees. Raj nodded. Then he walked out. He went home to his apartment in the outer sunset, the place with the cracked tile in the bathroom and the radiator that clanged at 3 in the morning. He made coffee. He sat on the couch. And he pulled up the contract. The non-compete agreement was 8 pages long. It had been written by a law firm that charged $800 an hour. Raj had signed it on his second day at Apex, back when he still believed Marcus's promises. He read it slowly. He read it the way an engineer reads documentation, looking for edge cases, looking for undefined behavior. The clause was in Section 4, subsection C. The language was precise. Employee agrees that for a period of 24 months following termination of employment, employee shall not engage in any coding, software development, or programming activities for any entity operating in direct competition with Apex Dynamic Solutions. Raj read it again. Coding, software development, programming activities. He opened a new tab. He searched for the legal definition of coding. He found case law. He found precedents. He found a 2019 ruling in California that defined coding as the act of writing executable instructions in a programming language. He read the clause a third time. It did not say he could not work in software. It did not say he could not design systems. It said he could not code. Raj leaned back. He felt something he had not felt in 18 months. He felt like he had found a bug, not in the system, in the contract itself. He spent the next 3 days researching. He read employment law. He read non-compete precedents in California, where such agreements were already difficult to enforce. He read the specific language Marcus's lawyers had used. The contract banned him from coding, software development, or programming activities. It used the Oxford comma. That meant each term was separate and distinct. Coding was one thing. Software development was another. Programming activities was a third. But system architecture was none of those things. A system architect designs the blueprint. They define the structure, the data flow, the relationships between components. They make decisions about technology stacks and scalability and security models. They do not write code. They dictate what the code should do. And then other people write it. Raj opened LinkedIn. He updated his profile. He listed his skills: system design, infrastructure planning, technical leadership. He did not mention coding. Then he sent a message to Sarah Kim. Sarah was the CTO of Velocity Labs, the competitor that had been eating Apex's lunch for 6 months. Raj had met her at a conference 2 years ago. She was sharp. She knew the space. And she had tried to recruit him twice. The message was simple. Are you still hiring? Sarah responded in 10 minutes. Always. Especially for someone who built Apex's back end. Coffee tomorrow? They met at a place in Soma. Sarah ordered an espresso. Raj ordered black coffee. She slid a folder across the table. We have been trying to poach you for a year, Sarah said. But I know about the non-compete. Marcus loves those things. I read it carefully, Raj said. It bans coding. It does not ban architecture. Sarah raised an eyebrow. Explain. Raj did. He walked her through the language. He explained the legal definitions. He showed her the case law. He explained that if he joined Velocity as a system architect, he would not write a single line of code. He would design the systems, he would review the architecture, he would dictate the specifications to junior engineers who would do the actual coding. Sarah smiled. It was the smile of someone who had just been handed a winning lottery ticket. You have thought about this? I have. What do you want? Double what Marcus paid me, Raj said. Real equity, and a title that reflects what I actually do. Done, Sarah said. When can you start? Monday. Raj joined Velocity Labs as a senior system architect. His job description was clear. He designed systems. He did not code them. He held whiteboard sessions with the engineering team. He drew diagrams. He explained the architecture of scalable microservices. He described data flow in pseudocode and plain English. And then the junior engineers wrote the actual code. He never touched a keyboard to write a function. He never opened an IDE. He obeyed the letter of the contract, and he was phenomenal at it. Within 2 weeks, Raj had redesigned Velocity's entire back-end infrastructure. He identified bottlenecks that had been slowing the system for months. He proposed a new caching layer that would reduce database queries by 40%. He described it in architectural terms. The engineers implemented it. The system's performance doubled. Within a month, Velocity launched a feature that directly competed with Apex's core product. It was faster, it was cheaper, and it was better. Marcus found out when his head of sales sent him a panicked email. 3 clients had jumped ship to Velocity in 1 week. All of them cited the same reason. Velocity's new infrastructure was superior. Marcus called his lawyer. Raj is working for Velocity. I want him sued now. The lawyer read the non-compete. He read Raj's LinkedIn. He read the job description Velocity had posted publicly. System architect. No mention of coding. Marcus, the lawyer said, he is not coding. He is building their product. He is advising. The contract does not forbid advising. It forbids coding. If you sue, you will lose, and it will cost you $200,000 in legal fees to find that out. Marcus hung up. He tried to call Raj. Raj did not answer. He sent an email. Raj's auto-reply said he was in meetings. Marcus watched as Velocity poached 2 more clients, then a third. Then his lead investor called to ask why the company's growth had stalled. Marcus blamed the market. He blamed the economy. He did not mention Raj, but the damage was done. Apex's Series B round fell through. The investor who had been ready to write a check pulled out. They had done their due diligence. They had noticed the client churn. They had noticed that Velocity was eating Apex's market share. They passed. Without the funding, Marcus had to make cuts. He laid off half the team. He moved to a cheaper office. He stopped wearing the turtleneck. Raj, meanwhile, thrived. Velocity's product grew. Raj's architectural designs became the backbone of a platform that processed 5 million transactions a day. He was promoted to principal architect. He was given actual equity. He was invited to board meetings. And he never wrote a single line of code. 6 months after Raj joined Velocity, Apex Dynamics Solutions shut down. Marcus sent a company-wide email about pivoting and learning experiences. The truth was simpler. He had lost his technical advantage, he had lost his clients, and he had lost it all because he had written a contract that banned coding but forgot to ban thinking. Raj heard about the shutdown from a former colleague. He was in Velocity's new office at the time, the one with the standing desks and the espresso machine that actually worked. He read the news. He felt nothing. Not satisfaction, not regret. Just the quiet knowledge that he had read the contract better than the lawyers who wrote it. Sarah walked by his desk. "You see the news?" "I did," Raj said. "Think he learned anything?" Raj shrugged. "Probably not," she laughed. "You want to lead the infrastructure rewrite? The one we have been planning?" "I will design it," Raj said. "The team can build it." "Perfect," Sarah said. She walked away. Raj opened his laptop, not to code, to sketch. He drew a diagram of the new system, boxes and arrows, data flows, API contracts. the blueprint of something that would scale to 10 million users. He did not write a single line of code. He did not need to. The contract had tried to chain him to silence, but it had only banned his hands. It had forgotten to ban his mind. And in the end, that was the only tool he needed. Somewhere across the city, Marcus Chen sat in an empty office, staring at a laptop that no longer connected to anything, wondering how a single word in a contract had cost him everything. The answer was simple. He had hired lawyers to write rules, but he had not hired anyone who understood how engineers think. Engineers do not break rules, they read them carefully, and then they find the space between the words. That space, it turns out, is where the loopholes live.
If you enjoyed watching the system crumble, leave a like, subscribe, and share your own office war stories in the comments below. Welcome to Executive Fallout.